Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy, hello. And today we're going to be continuing my reactions to some slightly different videos today. There's no music, it's really weird. And I'm going to be watching a video called 13 Accents, American Accents, ranked easiest to hardest to understand. Because why not? Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna do with this. I have never been to America. I've never had the I've never been fortunate enough to visit America, not yet anyway. I do not personally know any Americans. It's very sad, I know. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how difficult some of these accents are going to be to understand. I think there's a very British misconception that there's like two maybe accents, a handful of accents in America that we're familiar with, and it's purely based on TV shows and films. So obviously, you know, the American accents that we hear in Hollywood films. I won't do an impression, don't worry, I'm not going to embarrass myself. Yeah, I think this is the American accent that a lot of us think of when we think of, yeah, the American accent. Or the Texan accent, which we quite often associate with ranches and cowboys. Oh, and the New York accent, obviously. You know, I think a lot of Brits are familiar with that one, and maybe like the New Jersey accent. Oh, I promise I won't do that again. Boston accent. I know that one. Um, Outside of that, I don't think um I don't think I would be able to differentiate between like a Californian accent and um, like an Oklahoma accent. My geographical knowledge of the USA is not amazing. Um, anyway, so yeah, don't make fun of me too much. Let's watch.
Which is the easiest American accent to understand, and which is the hardest?
Well, how y'all doing? I'm about to learn you something real quick.
Well, I chose third.
I got that. Okay. How are y'all doing? I'm about to learn you something real quick. Translation. How are you all doing? I'm about to teach you something really quick. Super easy. Even I got that. Although I do think it's probably the amount of Yellowstone spin-offs that I've been watching. But okay.
Understand, and which is the hardest?
Well, how y'all doing? I'm about to learn you something real quick.
Well, I chose 13 accents from all across the US, and I ranked them from easiest to hardest. Who am I to do such a thing? Well, my name is Ollie Richards. I speak 8 languages. I've written dozens of language learning books, but I'm fascinated by accents, especially English accents from across the pond. So let's see how many of these you can recognize.
Oh, he's so
Evening,
British.
your time now, 3:42. This just in. Me. I send things over to my colleague here, Robert Burton. You know, Robert, it was such a wild day.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. This is the kind of American accent that I think we're all familiar with. Like if you asked us to impersonate an anchor woman, an American anchor woman, we'd probably talk like this. So I'm going to hazard a guess and say this is California, LA, you know, Hollywood. Let's see.
At work. How did things go over on your end?
No, this is not a trick, but don't try this at home. Listen, you might think you've got a handle on the American way of talking, but trust me, it's a far more complex beast than you might imagine. Now, the easiest accent is so common, it's practically invisible.
This is what people think of most when they think of the American accent. This is when you're going and you're watching movies and you're hearing an American, this is what you're usually hearing.
Easy to follow,
California.
easy to imitate, and as American as apple pie. Think Jennifer Aniston.
I will see if the thing that I think that I know is actually the thing that I think that I know.
The voice of any news anchor or your average Joe.
Now, not
Yeah.
only if we all began to wear suspenders would we increase the net masculinity of the American public, and you're just sick and tired of always looking like a plumber when you bend over to get your work done.
Of course, it's no accident they are speaking like that on purpose so that you will all understand them. It's what's called the general American accent, the gold standard for clarity. If you come from
This guy is so British. Just for any Americans that might be watching, we don't all sound like this. He is. This guy's a Southerner. He's got very, very pronounced English. I think he's maybe from the South. I don't know how many accents from Britain, like all of you Americans have heard. I don't know what you think of my accent. It must be like a little bit of a melting pot of a few different accents. But yeah, let's carry on.
all understand them. It's what's called the general American accent, the gold standard for clarity. If you come from places like the Midwest or Northern California, well, congratulations, you're probably rocking this accent without even trying.
Okay.
Now, things can only heat up from here, so as we go along, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open. There is one accent on this list that non-Americans voted as the hardest one of all to understand. Which one do you think it is?
So, what is it about the Midwest that, what does that have in common with California? Because on that map there, that looked like quite the distance. So, why did those states share an accent? Because they're not near each other. Just wondered.
That non-Americans voted as the hardest one of all to understand. Which one do you think it is? See if you can guess before we get to it, and no cheating.
So we're gonna go back to the house and maybe chill for a minute or two. Then we're gonna meet up with our pals, eat some supper.
Oh, so without being stereotypical, he sounds like a Ninja Turtle, like Michelangelo, like Mikey. Like, what's up, dude? I don't know. I'm gonna guess. Like quite often we'd associate that accent with surfers. So, but it's like a stronger accent than the one that I would associate with California. But I'm leaning more to say California or maybe Florida. I don't know. Let's see.
Sounds like a plan, dude.
If you don't get this accent right off the bat,
Golly.
then you've probably never watched American TV. It is the accent of sun-kissed beaches, tech giants, and avocado toast. And Hollywood loves it. There's no shortage of characters mimicking this accent. Hard to understand? I wouldn't say so, but a lot of other foreigners get confused.
Just say what you normally
What is it?
say, but just do it like in a slower, chiller way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I see it now. Nothing like a little bit of vocal fry to warm you up. Heavy on the vowels, got a bit of a drawl, and everything's a question. You know where we are.
The words are stuck in the
With an upward inflection at the end of everything. Did I do that? Is that okay?
back of my throat. I have like a vocal fry, but I don't know, like it went away. People were like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
If you said Southern California, you are right on the money. But by
Yeah,
the way,
I'll
as
take
you can
that.
tell, I don't have a particularly American accent.
Southern
Not at all, actually.
California.
So if I say something here that you disagree with, don't hold back. Let me have it in the comments. All feedback is welcome. Now,
I'm going to take that. I did say California. I did have two guesses actually. I said California or Florida. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use my first answer. So I'm going to, that's a tick. I got that one right.
some American accents are straight fire, while others not so much. We've covered the smooth talkers, but now we're heading into trickier territory. Ears at the ready.
I growed up talking like this. I just kind of had to learn how to church it up a little bit, you know, to get a job. But it's always been here. Frankly, I'm a little bit more comfortable talking like this, so this is what I typically default back.
It is friendly, it is pop.
Okay. So, I want to say, because we're still early on and we're still in the second easiest accent to rank and identify, I'm going to say, is this Texan? Because it's not quite like a Southern American accent, although it kind of is. It sounds very similar, but it's not quite, you know, it's not quite there. So I would say, especially when he said he's going to church it up, Texans are quite devout Christians, aren't they? You know, the mention of church. I'm reaching, I'm grasping, but I'm going to guess, I'm going to say Texan.
Popular, everyone in the whole world knows it, and despite the drawl, it's surprisingly easy to understand because, as you can hear, nobody's in a huge hurry.
And our accent is known for really drawing out its words. Someone like
Texan.
Matthew McConaughey is a perfect example of this.
You heard the lady, but I've got to warn you, this accent's got more accents than a rattlesnake's got rattles. So even if you can guess which state it's from, you'll have a hard time nailing down the exact region. For one thing, there's all the Spanish loanwords.
I don't give up easy. You know, in Spanish they call it terco, which means hard-headed.
So I'm cheating a little bit, and I've noticed the caption at the top of the screen, and it says that he's a Chinese cowboy. So I'm gonna stick with Texan because this is the state that us Brits would quite often associate with cowboys. So that is my final answer. I have heard the Georgian Southern accent described as a Southern drawl, or as a Georgian drawl. Is that right? And while, like I said, like some of the Southern accents might to us, they might sound similar, but this one does sound distinctly different. So I am sticking with Texas.
You know, in Spanish they call it terco, which means hard-headed. It might take me a while to accomplish what I want to accomplish, but I set a goal and I'm going to try to achieve it.
With all that history and all those horses, what are you going to get? Well, a bunch of westerns, for one.
I say, let's us put our bread in some of that gravy while it is still hot.
See if you can tell me where this guy is from. It's one of the oldest and most distinct accents of the whole state.
Well, didn't find nothing the first 30 minutes. That's a telltale sign I don't need to be out here.
It is.
Well, I'm no stranger to this person. I'm going to make an ass of myself if this isn't actually him, but this is one of the characters from Young Sheldon. This is his brother. This is, oh my gosh, his name escapes me. This is, I can't remember his name. Gosh, Young Sheldon fans, forgive me. I binge watched this not that long ago. Is it Georgie? Georgie? And they are from Texas. They are proud Texans. So Texas is my final answer.
The sound of the piney woods, and we are obviously talking about the Texan accent. And in case you're wondering why I've got Texas in the easy bucket, well, it's only because we're so familiar with the accent from movies, and this is what it makes it somewhat easier to understand. Any Texans out there? Listen up, how good are you at knowing who's who in your state? The University of Texas did a study on this, and more than 70% of Texans claim that they can identify someone's exact area based on their accent. It's a huge state though, so that's pretty good. How about you? And if you think we're off to a good start, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more awesome accents from around the world.
Coffee! I got coffee here! Coffee! I got coffee! Does anybody want coffee?
New York.
Frank, I'll take a cup.
What are you trying to be funny, Karen? You're not funny. You're really living up to your name.
Welcome to an iconic accent. It's fast, it's loud, it's often very nasally, and it can often sound urgent or assertive. In other words, the accent is anything but laid back.
Have a nice sandwich with me, okay? We'll make a nice sandwich, veal sandwich.
Well, that's just a dead giveaway. It was influenced by Italians, and a bit of news here. My list is my list, and I'm including American opinions, but this accent came...
Hey, New York. It didn't sound very great, did it? I am going to guess... And I am aware that New York, the accent was heavily influenced by the Italian accent because of the volume of Italian migrants that moved to New York, in particular, and settled in New York when the New World was being inhabited by most of Europe. So yeah, I'm going to say New York.
A bit of news here. My list is my list, and I'm including American opinions, but this accent came up in that survey I mentioned earlier, remember? Which accent do non-Americans think is hardest? This wasn't the winner, but it's in the top 5. The thing is, even Americans traveling abroad with this accent often say that nobody understands them. So it's not as easy for us foreigners as you might think. In some neighborhoods, you might even wonder if you accidentally switched into a different language.
I remember I lived on East 81st Street, across the street from my grandparents, which was really nice as a kid growing up.
I am in love with this woman's voice. She sounds like she's straight off of Broadway. There is a character. I'm thinking of Annie, the musical Annie. I'm thinking of the what's the name? Miss Hannigan's brother's girlfriend. I'm thinking of her. Easy Street. Yeah, I'm thinking of that. Yeah, I don't think she sounds like she's like speaking a different language. That's quite obviously the New York accent.
Boy Street, across the street from my grandparents, which was really nice as a kid growing up.
What a great accent. Where's she from?
Sounds like
Which part?
Matilda's mum.
Well, these city folks always use a heck of a lot of idiomatic expressions, all their own, and the regional identity is very, very strong. Last clue.
Quick question. Is there a supermarket or deli where I can get cold cuts
Deli?
around here?
We're all hungry, hun. Let's settle in and we'll figure it out. I have no mascara on.
Valentina, don't worry about the remote right now. We didn't travel 800 miles to watch Cake Boss.
Go on, pause the video and put your best guess in the comments. Here it comes. Bonus points if you got Brooklyn and Staten Island. It's the iconic sounds of New York City. Whoever missed this one, confession time.
7:45, he wakes up, he goes down to church, St. John Chrysostom. Then he comes home, he puts on his black and gold, heads on down to Heinz Field, meets up with my cousin Natalie Carapinas. They hang out there, have a couple kielbasa's, have a couple irons. That was English.
These guys might as well have their own dictionary. I'm not joking, I threw this one in because when you mix all the local words in with the accent, it gets a little bit confusing, at least I think so. And they really seem to have fun with it. Examples? Well, first of all, forget you all or you guys. Here, it's all about yins. It's a staple of the local lingo.
Yeah, I'm going downtown here. I got my eye rock off the blocks, you know. I live up in Washington County. We're going to get down and check out the game. It's Sunday. They're real good this year.
They talk fast and there's a lot of squishing words together. If you're not used to the pace, you'll probably be asking them to slow down a little bit. One more.
Are we on another accent, or is this a continuation of New York? You can tell I'm struggling now.
Clue?
Hey, you best watch that bush. It's full of jaggers. Hey, it's been raining all night. Be careful on them steps. They're slippy out there. Yeah, I'm just letting that work right now. Meet me downtown. We'll talk about it.
Right, place your bets now. We are talking about the funny, quirky accent of, here it comes.
Is it? Oh no, no, I haven't got that. I've lost that. Pittsburgh. Okay, no, I failed. I lost that one. I actually thought they were talking about the same New York accent, so massive fail. Ooh. Okay, what's that like? Three up, one down.
Pittsburgh. Did you get it?
No.
I knew it. You guys are good.
I got a pig at home and a pin, corn to feed him on. All I need is a pretty little girl to feed him when I'm gone.
Love it or hate it, this accent is very, very popular. It's as charming as it gets. Nobody's going to argue with that.
3 kids later, I'm over here doing daddy stuff. Like my buddy called me the other day and said, hey man, bike night's coming up. You gonna be there? I said, oh, when? And he said, Friday night, 6 p.m. I was like, oh, man, my oldest, he got a bounce house party. I got to go to that one.
What?
Somebody get this man a job as a voiceover actor, as a voice actor. That is what that man has to do for the rest of his life. He has one of the most amazing voices I think I've ever heard.
Is it number 5 though? Well, that drawl might be so smooth, so cool to our ears, but easy to understand.
Is it
I don't know
Oklahoma?
about that. It starts off all... and then things get gradually trickier the further south you travel.
By God, living, breathing Yelp review coming in here pitching a fit before he's even had a bite to eat yet. I swear to Conway Twitty, you make me want... When you're hotter than grease, say yes to peace. When you're hotter
Buddy,
than
where are
grease,
you from?
North Kakalaki.
North what? Listen, you guys occupy a huge area of the US and you have so many accents that some are borderline dialects. So easy or hard definitely depends on which neck of the woods you are in.
It's currently 78 degrees. I'm bound to contract malaria, get snake bit, and my feeder might even start making popcorn.
She didn't say nothing. She brought me a whole thing. I don't eat much of that stuff. I eat a little bit of supper.
Read that, then I go bad if I don't eat.
With all the sub-dialects hiding in the valley, things can get pretty crazy.
My best friend got this man, and for the life of me, I cannot find any like in my heart for this man. I ain't got no like in my soul for this man, but the hatred I got for this man, y'all, is strong.
Try losing.
I feel compelled to listen when people talk with this accent, though. It's like, it doesn't matter what words are coming out their mouth, you're just engaging with them, and you're like, your accent just makes this sound so interesting. So whatever you've got to say, I'm glued. Now, is Oklahoma a state? I've said Oklahoma. I'm gonna sound like such a huge ditz if it isn't.
Your friend in the woods, and you'll know all about it.
I knew I shouldn't have took my monkey tail out here with you doggone white folk. Done left me in the damn woods. Hurry up, come get me.
Pure rage.
It is, of course, a southern accent.
It is a southern accent.
Next?
That's
Oh.
true.
What, they've just banded all the southern accents together. Okay, another guess was going to be Tennessee. I guess that is a southern accent, isn't it? What? So he's saying that all of these southern accents just sound the same. Okay, well, in that case, I'm still going to take a point for that one. Anyway.
My friend Wyatt was walking up the road. John Deere DT 170 was out in the front yard. His one son saw his dad's welder mask. He had it on. I went over to him. He's like, "You want to see something?" I was like, Of course I do. I wouldn't mind.
Anyone not know where this is? Well, people like me have to go scrolling through Netflix to get a clue. Now, some people say this accent is much more rugged than others from the region. I read this on good old Quora, but I couldn't tell the difference between that accent and the next one if my life depended on it.
Got 3 lawnmowers, 4 4-wheelers.
Right. Can we get someone else to maybe talk with that accent? I don't think it was crystal clear. The last young boy that was speaking. So let's have a listen.
Whoa, buddy, way to cut us off.
Massachusetts. 6 dirt bikes, couple boats, you know.
Now, let's say, for instance, you're hanging a picture on the wall, and it just needs to move just a bit. You would say it needs to move just a dite, just over, just a dite, not that much, just move it over, just a dite.
And then there's this other place that does strange things like adding R's in weird places. We're headed to the beach for some coffee, milk, and grinders.
Well, you know the Providence Place Mall is the largest cooperative mall in New England. Pretty cool. What do you think? If we go to Providence, go downtown, it's only like 20 minutes away.
What do you say? Better write down your guesses quick, because I'm going to give you 2 for the price of 1 here. It is country versus big city. If you guessed...
Quick, okay, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Boston accent because I recognize that one anywhere, and I don't think it's come up yet. But he's just said big city versus the pressure. Just pass.
Vermont, Maine, and Rhode Island. You got them, but did you get the order right?
No.
There was a survey about this. Yep, here comes the survey. And as it turns out, when Americans are traveling overseas, us foreigners understand you least if you're from Rhode Island, followed by Maine. Stephen King will be proud. Okay, you can stop holding your breath for the big city accent. Here it comes.
On your right now is going to be another Dunkin' Donuts, okay? You know, straight up like over the hill. Across the street used to be another Dunkin' Donuts / like Baskin Robbins combo. You know what I'm talking about. All those deals. It's gone now. Anyways, on your left is a Stop and Shop. That's where my dad likes to go. My mom likes Roche Brothers, but she says it's too expensive. Anyways, that's where my dad goes, Stop and Shop. There's a Dunkin' Donuts in that Stop and Shop. You're going to go straight through to the Rotary.
Tell me about your accent.
I've been parking cars.
Okay.
You know, a lot of walking around. My dogs are barking. Dogs are barking. You know?
Have you been to the Charles River?
My dogs are barking. I think I just butchered that. It doesn't sound more distinct than other accents to me, just with like the handful of a few words. Is it Chicago? Let's see.
I've been to the Charles River. I saw Marky Mark there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Boston, baby. Wicked cool town, I hear. In fact, Dave on the story learning team has run the Boston Marathon. Very proud of him. That's right. And if you know your geography, we are in New England. It sounds like they're rebelling against the rules of American. By the way, did you know that American accents are actually getting further away from each other, not closer? Experts say so, and go you go.
Oh, hey there, friend. You want to come over to the backyard and have a little cocktail?
Are you kidding? It's 33 degrees and raining.
I know, it's like spring break, eh?
No, it's freezing.
Okay, and this sounds like what I would identify as a Canadian accent, but he did say 13 American accents, and Canada ain't America. So maybe it's one of the states that sits like just below Canada, so maybe they have a very, very similar accent. So a state that sits below Canada. My geography is not very good. Does Maine sit beneath Canada? Is that on the Canadian border? We've already had Vermont, haven't we? Maybe that's not on the border. Oh, carry on, anyway.
33 degrees and raining.
I know, it's like spring break, eh?
No, it's freezing right now.
No, it's not.
Hey, I haven't seen you since last summer on the lake. How goes it?
If you want a pop culture phenomenon, here we go. Prepare to laugh. While you're at it, see if you can pick up some fun regional differences. So these guys are known for their good manners, strong family ties, Scandinavian blood, and a sing-song sound, as any soccer mum will tell you.
I was driving down the road the other day, and I was in my van, and this dang deer just jumped out in front of my van, and I didn't even know what was going on.
I never thought I'd put Taylor Swift in my videos, but she deserves this one. How about that accent, though? Not so hard to copy, right? Don't be fooled. Try this on for size.
So where are you going to Christmas?
Well, first we're going to get the family together. We're going to go to Famous Dave's Barbecue, you know, around Calhoun Square.
Oh, haven't you been?
Okay, yeah, I still want to say Canadian, but where is Fargo? Where did Fargo take place? Because the locals in that place, I'm thinking, is she an inspector or something? Was she like a policewoman-ish, whatever the equivalent was? She had what I would have said was a strong Canadian accent, but I don't think they were in Canada. They were in one of the states that maybe bordered Canada. Where was Fargo filmed? Guys, quick, help me, quick, help. Okay.
So first we're going to get the family together. We're going to go to Famous Dave's Barbecue, you know, around Calhoun Square.
Oh, haven't you been to Hibbon? Because Hibbon's so nice, especially around this time of year. Or you go to Findlay, or maybe you go to Grand Marais.
You know, I have. Actually, we're going to go to Hinckley. Have you ever seen the museum there? Apparently, the whole city caught fire when
you take the 494 to Mall America.
Tell me what she said, verbatim, I dare you. And the accent is from... Wow, it's from Minnesota, also known as the North Star State.
Minnesota.
Nice one. Did you know they have the oldest rocks on Earth here? True story. I'm going to sneak in another one here, and
I lose that point because, although, like I did say, I don't think it can be Canada because Canada is not America, and these are American accents. So, the border, I'll take that, but I lost the point. I did lose the point because I couldn't say which state it was. So, sorry.
Cheating putting it in with the number 8s because things look very different when we touch down in the city where they don't have Scandinavian blood, and they're famous for the very particular ways they say their A's.
Travel around the country, which I did mostly by illegally riding freight trains, which some people might have a problem with, but whatever. It worked great for me. I mean, it's habitat for wildlife, if anything. For me, it just makes me feel nice when I've been outside dealing with most of the human infrastructure that I normally find so revolting. This just calms me down a little bit.
No doubt about it. He's from Chicago, one more wonderful accent in the Great Lakes region. We're past halfway, and I had a hard time choosing which accents to include because there are a few really divergent ones out there. If you know any of these immediately, better write it down quickly in the comments.
As I'm stringing up my 4th bass, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's your father's business. I tell her no. She starts casting with me. We spend a whole night packing pasties on the fishing reel counter.
Well, this sounds a little bit out of the ordinary, doesn't it? Or does it? Well, I'm not tricking you. The people who speak like this actually have very different historical backgrounds to other Americans.
The hard part is shoveling the roof off all the time, you know. Last year I fell off of it, and you know, with the snow there, it's a cushion, you know, and you fall in it and it buries you. And
do you know what? That accent, just like a handful of words, sound almost like not Canadian. They sound almost kind of like maybe Dutch. So is that the ancestry of this state? Were they settled by Dutch migrants? In which case that might make them, it's somewhere cold. I'm still going to say, I think it's somewhere. I'm not going to say on the Canadian border again. I don't know. Pennsylvania? I don't know. I don't know.
It's a cushion, you know, and you fall in it and it buries you, and you just lay there and laugh, you know.
I just wanted to come on here and check on my friends down in Texas. Are you guys okay? Got some snow down there. I need some help? Need advice? Tips?
Okay, I know what you're thinking. I already showed you the snow and the snowy accents. Yeah, calm down. This one's not even in the same state, guys.
Last year, we still had 45 inches in the month of April. And so it's the late spring and the length of the season that wears on you, not the amount of snow.
Okay, what you're hearing is a whole lot of history, including a heavy dose of Finnish, French Canadian, Scandinavian, Cornish, German, and Native American. Throw them all in the pot of snow, and what do you get? A lot of fun sounds that you only hear in this region. It is the Yooper accent, courtesy of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I'm going to give you a hint about the hardest American accent of all, so you can start warming up for the big boys. Ready? It's sitting free and happy in the sun in the most linguistically diverse state in all of the US. But will you get it? I don't think so.
You gotta watch with the mindset that, girl, you want to learn this accent. You gotta be real intentional. That means that when you watch a video, you gotta try to pause that video. For example, I watch a lot of Taraji P. Henson movie, Next Money, where she was like, oh, Robert, if you will cut out that door, there is no coming back. Bro, you gotta pause that scene and try.
This is one with deep cultural roots, and not actually a regional accent, but a cultural one. Very significant influence on American pop culture too. Now, there are so many different versions, I couldn't count them. Some easier to follow, but others sound like it's all in code.
Yes, right there, right here, everywhere. Swear, downstairs, upstairs, come do my hair. Yeah.
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say, because of the cultural ties and the roots, are we talking about Florida? Because there are an awful different amount of people from lots of different places that migrate to America and maybe come through via Florida. So I'm thinking Florida. I was gonna say like New Orleans or Louisiana, but I think they're grouped in with the southern accents, I think. So I'm gonna guess Florida.
Yes, we talk like that.
Where is her accent from? Get the name of the city, just try.
That's cool, nigga. I gotta earn at the crib. You can earn your What? No, I'm saying you can earn your clothes. I gotta earn the crib. You can earn your clothes.
Earn. Oh. Why did that sound familiar? That sounded like John Travolta's character from Hairspray when she says, Tracy Turnblad, I left the iron on. So she was from Baltimore, and I can't tell you what state that is. Baltimore. Is it Mississippi? No, that's one of the southern accents. Let's see.
They my clothes already. What I gotta earn them for? No, you could. I'm not finna work hard for no clothes that's mine already, is all I'm saying. What are you saying?
What's fascinating about this accent is it's actually a legitimate dialect with its own grammar rules and so on. Remember, we're talking about a cultural accent, so this is all over the States. It's called African American Vernacular English. One interesting thing about the pronunciation is, back in history, most immigrants from Africa didn't have the sound in their native languages, so when they were learning English, words like that became that. Interesting, right? Ready to level up to baffling?
I'm talking about, I hit the corner store the other day, you understand me? I had to get some blunts, you feel me? I'm finna get high. I slide back to the crib, then a little hoe called me. She talking about, I'm trying to slide through. I said, you trying to give me that air, man, you feel me?
Right, I'm out. I did not catch a word of that. Now, where are we exactly? Well, the city names are coming up in 3, 2, 1. These two are from St. Louis, Missouri, and the last guy is from Florida. How many did you get right?
I said Florida.
You win this round, hands down. But then one day you get lost and go wandering into the foothills.
Okay. So Missouri was totally wrong when I said Mississippi. That was wrong. Missouri. Okay.
Round, hands down. But then one day you get lost and go wandering into the foothills.
We got water in the man trip we was riding. We was in the back of it, and that water was 12 breaks of water backed up. And it just blowed that coal out just like a explosion, you know.
Yeah, I used to go to Indiana. First, I went up there with one of my exes. We were up there and stayed with his grandma. A bunch of her friends come over. I was sitting there saying something to him. Well, they started laughing. And then they come over and started telling me, oh, say this, and every time I'd say it, they start laughing.
Don't you just love the rhythm flowing from their mouths? I've got to say, I find this accent absolutely fascinating. I could listen to it all.
Okay, I'm going to say, based off the rhythm in the accent, I want to say New Orleans or Louisiana. Like, again, they sound to me like a southern state, so I'm gonna guess it's either Louisiana or New Orleans.
All day long.
I've caught him out of many a time. It'd take us a long time to get into town. That old buggy. He'd tell me to work the brake. We start to go up a hill. I kind of push the brake on. He'd tell that old mule, get up there, get. Me scooting the wheel, but he'd look back. You know, Tom, he said, turn the brakes loose. He'd take 3 years of corn to feed it at lunch. He'd start back home about 4 o'clock.
There's a lot to unpack in these accents, so I will keep it short. Ever heard that this brand of English has a really old Elizabethan sound left over from centuries ago?
Virginia.
It does, but it has a much stronger Scotch-Irish heritage. Both of these things gave this English accent that amazing twisted Shakespeare sound that we love. There's a lot of eccentric words and pronunciation going on, but when some people hit that Smoky Mountain twang, you're going to need subtitles.
You know, we didn't have no electricity, didn't have no running water either. We got it out of the spring. But they eventually got electricity up through here.
It is, of course, deep Appalachia. I get pulled up on my pronunciation of this all the time in the comments. It's an area that's always had limited access because of the mountains and valleys. So I guess if you live here, well, you're going to be well versed in mountain talk.
So like, are they wrong? I was just wrong. I have not heard of that region being referred to as Appalachia. Okay, I learn something new every day.
What's going on, son? What's happening? Dynamite here, baby. Where's my crazy bird? Where's my crazy bird, baby? Let's go, baby.
And just to be clear, this is not about stereotypes. Millions of voices out here.
Home to me is just basically wherever family's at, no matter like if you've grown up with them for a long time or just gotten to know them, family's family.
I'm starting to think this court ain't too supreme at all, y'all. I don't see any sour cream, any tomatoes on this court. This ain't even a regular court.
Well,
I would call it a
very
value
different.
menu court, but value menus actually help people who struggle, so I don't know.
If you've never thought about where your own speech habits come from, you should find out. It's really interesting. Come back later and tell us what you learned. Well, that is as deep as the Deep South gets. Surely there's no trickier accents still left out there, are there? Well, there must, because I'm not finished yet, and when you really want to let the good times roll, better head on down to the land of the next accent.
We say shy, and that's a term of endearment. And you say that when you, or say you look at a baby, or a little puppy, something small and cute. You say, oh, shy baby, a marigouin.
Shy baby.
We have a lot of marigouins here. Marigouin is a mosquito. I can go outside right now and get tore up by the marihuana.
Beautiful.
I'm
This
still
one
gonna
is
say
super
New
hard to
Orleans.
understand because it has so many curious little bits that are completely different from what you hear in the rest of the US, but very, very cool. The rhythm, the expressions. But wait.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to cheat because I know who that is. That is a character from The Waterboy. Now, The Waterboy, come on. Remember. Where was that set? It has been so long since I've watched this film. Where is The Waterboy? I'm sure they mention it. Alabama? Did I make that up?
Expressions. But wait.
Can't
What is
understand a
going
word
on?
you're
Well, the
saying.
most characteristic feature of the accent is that there is no the sound. And they say things like, laissez les bons tons rouler. Because, what?
Quand j'étais petit, j'ai fait mon idée. Un jour, quand je suis grand, j'aurai un phare.
So, the country has French roots. I don't know about Alabama. I'd say Louisiana. I think has French roots, and New Orleans. And I know that's my answer for literally every one of these accents at the minute. I can't remember where The Waterboy was set. I still want to say Alabama.
J'aurai des vaches et des moutons et tout ça.
Yeah, it's a kind of English that's full of French, but not only French, also Spanish, British English, and there's even a layer from various African languages. That's not how you say it in the regular French, by the way. And who speaks like this? Well, it's the Cajuns, of course. The Cajun people have French-Canadian descent, and they speak their own French Creole language, or Cajun French.
Ton beau m'a dit que t'avais la
Yeah, but
tête
what
dure.
state is that?
Your boyfriend told me you had a hard head.
Put them together, and what do you get? Well, you get a Cajun English accent. You'll mostly hear this cool accent down in rural southern Louisiana.
Wildlife and fishery agents.
Well, I
Fontenot
did say
Thibodeau
it,
showed up at Miss Boudreaux's house. Miss Boudreaux was so upset and crying. Mr. Boudreaux ain't come back from fishing. So Fontenot Thibodeau, the wildlife fishery agent, said, we're going to find her, Miss Boudreaux. Don't worry, we're going to find her.
Quite distinctive, huh?
Actually
Unless
sounds
you're
like
one of them,
French.
good luck understanding anything. Think they deserve to win this battle of the accents? Well, almost, but not quite. The winner of most difficult American accent of all is, drumroll please.
If I go to Beaufort and I talk to somebody and order something in the thing, they ask me two or three times, what is it? What do you want? And I want.
We had a tea to go to for the president. I wanted to iron the dress to get the crease out of it where it had been taped up.
I got that.
Went to every suite in that dorm.
If you are a dingbatter, we'll forgive you for thinking a piece of Ollie's backyard drifted out to sea and ended up here. It's got some real Britishy vowel sounds. Listen.
Wind's blowing really hard. You see, it's blowing harder than a pop car right there, you know. So you take it a ride around the island. You just take a little scud.
I
It is
can
amazing.
hear what they're
It's an accent that
saying.
came from pirates, sailors, Africans, and Native Americans who were isolated here a very, very long time ago. And they're still isolated. No wonder the local English is so unusual. The biggest thing that stands out is a totally one-of-a-kind vowel pronunciation and
Hoi
archaic
toi.
words preserved from Old English just to mess with our modern ears. Where are we? Well, not too many options here. It can only be the Outer Banks Islands. A whole bunch of
North
these here with names
Carolina.
like Ocracoke and I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm not done. If you have the muscle to canoe 187 miles north, there's another East Coast island accent that'll have you shaking your heads and throwing your hands in the air.
I had to get out home. Mom's been calling and cussing at me all day. She was behind the counter. She said, it's a Lally Jack. I said, who's that, Mom?
This street here, this will go
Got half of
underwater.
that.
These yards will go under during storms.
Oh, don't look at me just because I'm British. No clue, none whatsoever, as you can probably tell. And if I can't understand, well, how could they not win this contest? But is there an even crazier accent out there? Well, if there is, it'll come from down south for sure, and I'll show you exactly which one I'm thinking of in this next video over here. Of course, you might not agree with me, but you can let me know after you've watched the video.
Well, I didn't do very good in that quiz, did I? That's a bit rubbish. I got a few of the easier ones. And then I just started saying that every accent that I heard was from New Orleans or Louisiana. Yeah, I didn't do too great. So there are a lot more dialects and accents around the USA that I am aware of. And yeah, even in those states, the accents that you do associate with that state, they can have such a wide variety of different dialects and such. Oh, I don't want to know what my score was. I think it was pretty low. Anyway, let me know how you guys got on. How many did you guess right? Did you get them all? Did you just get a few? Did you despair at some of my impressions? Don't tell me, actually. So yeah, that was cool to watch. Any more suggestions, guys? Write in the comments below. If you're enjoying my reactions, please like and subscribe. It's massively helpful to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.